The Orlando Magic are yet again in another trade rumor, this time being DeMar DeRozan from the San Antonio Spurs. Reportedly, the Magic have interest in a Spurs DeMar DeRozan. We've heard a lot of news about DeMar recently with the fact that the Spurs aren't sure if they can actually get a contract extend done with him pretty much on the deadline day for the contract extensions. And then there's been a lot of rumors about he could potentially be getting traded at the deadline if the Spurs obviously are in the way of pretty much making the playoffs, or they're a couple games off, or potentially, we don't really know what's going to happen. But reportedly as well, DeMar DeRozan actually made a statement today. Now, I don't know how true this is true this one is. Like, I know there's a lot of rumors about this Orlando Magic and all of this stuff, and I know that's pretty much being confirmed at this point. But I don't know if this was a true statement by him and if it had anything to do with the Orlando Magic. But it was reportedly he actually said he wouldn't really care. If he was traded to the East, he wouldn't mind what team he was traded to. So I guess that, he going to Orlando, I think it would be a pretty good fit because I talked about it before. I think Jonathan Isaac and Eric Gordon don't work in the front court together. I just don't think it works that well. I think that Isaac, who's currently playing, small forward with Aaron Gordon, who's also kind of playing small forward. They're kind of shifting. I believe their natural position is power forward, and one of them is trying to play out of position, and it's just not working at all. I believe Isaac's been the one that's actually been trying to play small forward a little bit more this year. I think that Isaac needs to play power forward, and there's been a lot of rumors about Aaron Gordon being traded recently, especially to the Brooklyn Nets. I wouldn't be surprised at all if Aaron Gordon was actually the player they put in a package to potentially get DeMar DeRozan to the team. I think that what it could be is obviously maybe a player like Mo Bamba, who hasn't really been doing too good with the Magic in his career. I believe he's actually playing less minutes this year. I think he's playing about 13 minutes a game, which is absolutely crazy, and it's a mystery on why they even took him in the first place. Like, they could have had Colin Sexton, they desperately needed a point guard at the time, and they took Mo Bamba. I don't know. It's a little bit weird in my opinion, but I could potentially see he being getting traded as well in a DeMar DeRozan deal. What it could potentially be is something like maybe Aaron Gordon, Mo Bamba, and potentially a second, because even though Mo Bamba's not really a good player or what we've expected he could have been, potentially maybe he could be good on the Spurs. And yes, I don't really think the Orlando Magic even really need him too much in my opinion. That second's obviously nothing, and Aaron Gordon, who's not really fitting in well with the Magic at the time of this, I think would be really good for them to be able to trade him. And yeah, pretty much in the trade, it would pretty much be a swap of DeMar for Gordon, because as I was saying, Mo Bamba hasn't really done anything yet. The second is really nothing, and then yeah, obviously Aaron Gordon, who's not really fitting in too well at the Magic right now, I believe. I think he'd be actually pretty decent at the at the Spurs, because the Spurs at the moment are playing this game style where they're not all just shooting threes. They're taking mid-range shots. They're shooting dunks as well. Like, it's not just threes like most teams are. I believe that would fit Aaron Gordon way more, because I just think it would be pretty decent for him to be able to do that. Even though the Magics are kind of doing a thing like that right now, obviously Gordon would straight away be the power forward on their team, as they would start Aldridge at the center. And then, yeah, I just think that would fit way good and way better in my opinion. Obviously, there's the fact, though, that even though he's not really doing all of this stuff anyway, you kind of replace him in this type of thing. But then you got DeMar. DeMar can't really shoot threes either anyway as well. He's pretty much a mid-range game as well, and you pretty much chuck him on the Magic. They're kind of playing like this to suit Aaron Gordon, but I feel like they would try and do more of a game style where they'd be able to shoot more threes or something like that. But if they got DeMar DeRozan, they most likely would not be able to do that. He's not a three-point shooter or anything like that. He's an old-time player where they just shoot mid-range shots and all that stuff. And that's just what I potentially think could happen. And Mo Bamba, who hasn't had the development that you would like to see, I think that if he was on the Spurs under Greg, he would potentially be able to get a lot more development and all of this stuff. And you just got, based on the fact that they've got a really young team, and then they just got three older players such as Rudy Gay, LaMarcus Aldridge, and then DeMar DeRozan. And then I think if you got rid of DeMar, they'll probably look to ship away Aldridge and Rudy soon. I don't know when. Maybe that will be next year, or maybe that will be at the deadline again this year. Mo Bamba's young. Aaron Gordon's still young. He's like 24 years old. I think that's just the perfect trade in my opinion. It's fair for both teams. Both teams even win it, but yeah, who really knows? Maybe Aaron Gordon to Brooklyn is almost a done deal. Again, if they were trying to do a trade to get DeMar without Aaron Gordon, what would it be? I really don't know what it would be. It could be Mo Bamba, a second, maybe Terrence Ross, and a first, potentially for DeMar. That's probably a fair trade considering Ross has been pretty bad this year. A second is kind of nothing. And then you got Mo Bamba, who's still young and talented, I guess. And then pretty much it's the first. So I'd say that's probably a fair trade as well. But again, I think they would want Aaron Gordon in return because I can just imagine Greg. I think Greg Popovich would be able to see a lot of potential in Aaron Gordon. I think that would be the perfect situation in my opinion. So I can definitely see something like that potentially happening in the future. But again, I guess we'll just never know until maybe trade deadline, because that's probably when they'll try and trade DeMar. But anyway, I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for all the latest sports and NBA content. Don't forget to comment in the comment section down below. What are your thoughts and opinions on this? Do you guys think it'd be a good idea if the Spurs trade DeMar to the Orlando Magic? What would the trade be? Who would be in the package? And who do you guys think would win the trade? I definitely would really like to know your thoughts and opinions down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my gaming channel and my IRL/vlog channel. Links for them are also in the description down below. So make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.